here's kind of some sort of Western design type things that I have in mind. I've got a horseshoe here. I've already cut that one out. I've got a longhorn cow, a sheriff's badge. Now, you can get these ideas pretty easily from the internet just by going to Google and typing in. In this case, I think I typed in Western images or ranching images or something like that, and I did it with an image search. I mean, you can do a regular web search, or if you look up there on the top, there's a place where you can select images, and it gives you nothing but the images, and you just get your ideas from that. There's like a whole world of things you could imagine will come up when you type in Western images. I think this particular thing is going to go pretty good right there. I'm going to cut it out, put it on with a pencil first, and then I'll trace over that with my magic marker. And that should make it pretty much permanent. Now, this is something you might want to do with your kids when you're finishing your checkbox. The other thing you can do is brands. Now, brands tend to be copyrighted. Honestly, I don't think most ranchers are going to care if you use their brand on your checkbox, but I mean, I don't think they're going to confuse your checkbox for one of their cows. But because I do things on the internet and do these kinds of videos, I don't like to transmit copyrighted information around. So I made my own. And I said, well, all right, my kids. First there's me, Ken Ralston, so I came up with, I think I like the bar KR up here at the top. I'll put that on. Then I started fooling around with BSK, as in Blue Sky Kitchen, and I finally kind of like this rocking BSK, so it'll be on there somewhere. And then I have these are my children, Blue Sky Kitchen, campingtips.com, woodworking gifts, they're my children. So if I were to make brands for them, they might look something like this. Now, I did this in a matter of, just an hour or two, and so they aren't particularly well done or anything, but I just want to show you what you could do. You could have your kids invent their own brands for their initials. If you look up brands, do an image search for cattle brands, you'll get a lot of ideas from that. So anyway, that's what I want to do. I want to decorate my box with Western images and brands. So let's do this one. I'll do one of them for you just to show you how I do it. And then after that, you're on your own. I'll show you what it looks like when I get done. Now, believe it or not, back in the 80s, when I first started doing chuck boxes, I actually used to decorate them with brands. I thought it was pretty cool. Of course, it wouldn't have to be Western type things. Some of my customers are actually reenactment type people. You might do stuff that's more along the lines of stuff that mountain men might have. And then I have customers that are also Renaissance type people. And perhaps you'd want to do some searches and look up some of the images that are appropriate to that particular form of entertainment, if you will. Now, of course, Sharpies come in a lot of different colors, and maybe it makes sense for some people to use different colors. I want it to look like a brand, so I'm just going to use black. So there's the basic form. Now, perhaps add a little bit more realism to it. I might do something like this here. Maybe just, I don't know, something like that. Looks like we have a kind of a V that comes out this way. and it sort of wheels its way all the way down. See, we got maybe something like this. And this, there's kind of a line that just sort of wheels down that way. We can just put a couple of these in. As I remember, the eyes were just completely black, like that. Looks like we got something like this. I'm not sure we need that, but I'll put it in anyway. Okay. Probably some nostrils down here, I don't know. The skull would be a little bit dilapidated, coming apart. So there we are. Now I might, this is a little rough here, I might smooth that a little bit. I don't know. Pretty good. So I thought I'd show you just how I did one of the basic brands. Of course, I created these brands freehand, then I went over to my computer and used my software to create graphics out of them, and then printed that out, and that became my template for the brands. And you do the same thing with all of them. I'll just demonstrate the WG brand here for you. You could, of course, just freehand it if you had enough confidence in your artistic abilities. I don't have in mine. So I decided to heck with it, I'll just make me some templates. You only get one chance at it. If you screw it up, then you know it's going to be hard to get that indelible ink out of your wood. So you know, you got to be careful about it. You want to make sure that everything kind of looks good together too, the sizes are right and all that. And by the time I'm all done, I end up with all these various Western designs and brands on the box, which of course was the basic idea. We now have a personality installed in this thing, and I hope you can get some ideas from that. Of course, you don't have to do it with ink. Here's something my granddaughter Emily made for me many years ago. I think she was in the 7th grade, and she obviously used some sort of a burning tool to do it, and I like it. I think it's kind of a cool little thing. Hoping you have fun with it.